What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the continuation of the Thursday Night Football film breakdown series. Today we're going to be doing a player profiling on Daniel Jones, which I'm really excited about. Before we hop in, please do hit that like button. It's the easiest way to support the channel, support the series, so please hit that thumbs up down below. So a couple weeks ago, a buddy of mine, agent in the NFL, asked me what are my top traits when evaluating the quarterback position, and that's going to be the basis of this video, is breaking down Daniel Jones, how I evaluate any quarterback. So number one has got to be accuracy. You've got your short accuracy. That's what most quarterbacks have at the NFL level. If you don't have it, that's a big concern. Then you've got impact accuracy. This is what's going to separate most of your starting caliber guys from guys like Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater. To me, an impact throw is basically anything more than 20 yards from the release of the football. So 20-yard outs, throwing up the seam 25 yards. You know, you've got to be able to use the entire field to really open up the offense, allow for a full sheet of play calls to happen when you're a full-time NFL starter. Then you've got pocket presence, and this is very wide encompassing, but it is very important. And pocket presence includes ability to sense pressure, spatial awareness, and ability to manipulate the pocket to extend plays. And that doesn't actually require elite mobility to do so. Just watch Tom Brady play. It also includes, do you bail from a clean pocket too early? Do you hang in a dirty pocket too long? Do you take checkdowns too long if there is an avenue for you to extend the play and maybe create a first down on a third down? All of that is included in pocket presence. To me, that is an extremely important trait. It shows a general awareness and playmaking ability in quarterbacks. Arm talent is going to make the list. A lot of people think arm talent is overrated. Look, just picture yourself in a backyard trying to throw a 25-yard out. If you have a strong arm, it's going to be easier to make that throw. It also allows you to win between the margins and create offense by making off-platform throws. The guys like Rodgers, Wilson, Mahomes, these guys do all the time. There is something to be said about arm talent, even if those other things are more important. And then processor, you know, it's somewhere in between here. Processor is a very wide encompassing term. To me, processor means what do you look like after your first read? That's a big criticism of Bears quarterback Mitchell Trubisky, is that he's a one-read quarterback, and if that one read is covered up, he panics. So what do you look like coming off that first read? Can you go through your progressions? And then it also includes, to me, decision-making. Which often bad decisions come after that first read, trying to make too much happen. So that's all included there. And then there's other little ways to win between the margins. So you've got, release, how quickly do you get rid of the ball? Pretty small little thing there. And then just speed, like can you create a lot of offense, speed, quickness, mobility, all that stuff. It does matter, but it's not overly important. So let's get into this. We're going to go through trait by trait. We're going to give a grade for each of these, and then I will end up with an overall ranking of Daniel Jones among NFL quarterbacks right now and an NFL comparison for him. So we're going to start with the short accuracy here on Daniel Jones. And, if you were like me or many others who had a second round grade, thought the top 10 pick was a bit of a reach, very infamous opinion at this point. He's out to prove all those people wrong, right? Well, as far as the short accuracy is concerned, that was never a concern for pretty much anyone, I would think. Pretty much every NFL quarterback prospect in general is going to have pretty solid short accuracy. It's just kind of a requirement for playing in the NFL. There's maybe a couple players like a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, where there's question marks there, where they excel in other departments. But as far as Daniel Jones is concerned, like his short accuracy is fine. And we'll note his release on some of these plays as well. That's where release matters the most. Pretty solid release, pretty average in every department here. Now, the reason I say average is there's a few throws here where it's not precision pass, Tom Brady, Drew Brees style, elite level short accuracy. So this ball needs to be thrown out and away from the receiver. It comes up short. We'll play it again. I'm going to skip the next angle because it's kind of a bad camera work. And then here's another one. And this is going to be a perfectly executed rub route here. And you can see he's got all day to throw, all day to plan where this ball needs to go. Now just stop and think for a second. You need to put this ball upfield so the receiver can catch it in stride and get going. And the receiver's got to work back for it. He's got to do a 360 and allows the D-backs to regain their balance. Harrison Smith able to catch up with him. If he throws this thing out in front and Ingram, who we just saw a couple plays ago, break one off, doesn't have to work all the way back, stop, and start again, this could be a touchdown. It goes from a good play to an amazing play. So as far as the short passing game is concerned for Daniel Jones, no concerns in general, but it's not like he's elite at this point. He's not Drew Brees, Tom Brady, which is fine. He does other things well as well, so let's move on and talk about that. So next we're going to take a look at both arm talent and impact accuracy. And I will say, before I even show this throw right here, this is where I think Daniel Jones has proved myself and a lot of people wrong. The throw you're about to see is not a throw that I thought that Daniel Jones could make as the Duke quarterback entering the NFL draft. Off platform, on the move, across his body, call it 50 yards without counting. That is a big time throw right there. I literally did not think Daniel Jones had it in him to make this throw. Now the arm talent is very good. It's not Rodgers, Mahomes, Stafford. It doesn't need to be. That's a plus arm throw right there though. That's impressive. This one is more of a precision impact throw, but this is opposite hash. I mean, this is definitely traveling more than 20 yards. And double covered. Beautiful throw. This one's going deep over the middle. Hits his man in stride. Really like this throw. Drifting to the left. This is almost Rivers, Brady-esque right here. That kind of pocket drift. Off his back foot a little bit. Really nice throw. Now you're going to see a couple misses, but good throws. That's a catchable ball for Darius Slayton. Going down the sidelines. I had knocked him in college for some throws. I think he's throwing a much better ball this year than he did his last year at Duke. Back shoulder. Not perfect placement, but he gets it there. This is actually a different play down the sideline. Pretty good placement. Better play by the D-back. Nice throw there on a deep out. I think that's on a third down as well. 3rd and 15 to step up in the pocket and deliver that. That's a throw that I doubted that he could make at the next level. Again, another incompletion, but I like the attempt. You know, there's not a whole lot there on the play call. And he unleashes it, not unhashes it. Puts it where only his guy could make a play. That would have been a ridiculous catch, but, I mean, not bad at all. Now, there's a couple plays. Can't remember if it's this one or not. Yeah, so this one, he misses his man. To me, this is more about being late. It's maybe more of a processor knock. This ball should have been out a little bit earlier, but he does miss him. This is probably his worst throw. Just put it on him. He throws it way too high. Receiver's got to go up and get it, make a spectacular catch. Catchable ball, but if he just puts it on him, that's a touchdown. This one's going deep over the middle. Throws it behind his man. So again, the deep ball, the impact accuracy, the arm talent for Daniel Jones has impressed me. My comparison was Ryan Tannehill. I think his arm talent is slightly better than Tannehill. Tannehill never had a terrible arm, but the ball placement downfield from Tannehill was incredibly inconsistent. He did have some really nice deep balls, just as we've seen from Daniel Jones as well, but I do think through the first 3 weeks, Jones has been much more consistent with his downfield impact placement. So for the Daniel Jones impact accuracy grade, I will go with a B+ through 3 weeks, and then the arm talent as well, a B+. And now we're on to pocket presence. And coming out of Duke, this was my biggest concern with Daniel Jones. So here we're going to be taking a look at ability to sense pressure, ability to manipulate the pocket, knowing when and how to run and when and where to get rid of the football. And like I said, this is definitely my biggest concern with Daniel Jones. To this point, we're seeing a pretty competent NFL quarterback, but there is a lot of quarterbacks out there. Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, Cam Newton struggled with this for a long time. There's a lot of quarterbacks in that middling tier. Kirk Cousins specifically comes to mind here, that just really struggle with spatial awareness and their pocket awareness. That's, like I said, the number one pathway to becoming an elite quarterback. In fact, I think I would argue that you actually need elite pocket presence to become an elite quarterback. And to me with Jones, he's just a little flat-footed in the pocket, a little too comfortable back there. You got to have some sort of internal clock, and I don't see that with Daniel Jones consistently at all. So like back to this play, goes through a couple reads, doesn't really sense the pressure. He has an avenue to get out this way, doesn't take it, hangs in there and ends up fumbling. And that's also an issue with him, is fumbles. Again, just completely doesn't sense the pressure from the right side, which, especially when you've got a tight end blocking that man, you got to at least look if you're going to hold the ball up to this point. And the thing is, again, he's got an avenue to roll out. He can create numbers issues over here with a 4-on-3, and he just hangs in there, ends up taking the sack. Again here, hangs onto the ball too long, doesn't know when to scramble basically, steps up and doesn't even see this man, ends up fumbling the football. Here is actually a missed throw that we could have put in the impact accuracy, but I didn't, because to me that's just a really hard throw. That's an off-platform throw. If he made it, it would have been in that as a plus. But what is negative to me about this play is that he puts himself in the position to make that play. He doesn't need to attempt this pass. Now, like I said, there's elite quarterbacks that can make that throw. Guys like Mahomes, Rodgers, Russell Wilson will attempt this pass just like this. I don't think Jones has the talent and just in general accuracy to make that throw consistently, just as we've seen right there. But what he could do is roll out, create a numbers issue. Again, you can scramble, you can throw the ball downfield. He forces himself on this because he's a little too comfortable back there, a little too much confidence in the ability to make the throw. But he's got these wheels. He could use them in this situation, and he doesn't. Again, just a little lucky here. Completely does not sense the pressure. It's a big issue with him, is sensing the pass rush. Now, he goes and makes a crazy play off of it, but this is what would go by a PFF grade as a lucky play. Eludes the total sack there. Now, I will credit. Good throw on the move. Beautiful throw in stride. I like it. But you can see the issues. Anytime you can see these issues consistently pop up like this, it's just another tick. Again, little too comfortable. Gets away with it on this one, but it's not always going to result. Something like that. The throw also happens to be behind the receiver. In my opinion, he should be stepping up. Now, he gets away with it. It wouldn't be a huge knock on him. You credit him for making that play, but this is a when to run kind of situation. This is a third down, and this is another situation where it could have gone as an inaccurate throw in our short accuracy department, but to me, it's more about his decision to attempt the pass and not use his legs. There's no real pressure here. This entire side of the pocket is sealed off. In fact, it's man coverage, and he has a good chance of running for this first down. Instead, he tries to attempt a really difficult pass that ends up getting incomplete. Now, the throw is just wild, but this goes under pocket presence for me. It's a natural thing that elite quarterbacks have, is when they need to get rid of the ball. He doesn't need to get rid of this ball right here. He attempts a low percentage throw, and they end up punting on the next play. Now, there's some good moments too. You know, we're getting closer to our NFL comparison, and there's a little bit of Philip Rivers in him. There really is a little bit of Philip Rivers. This little drift, we mentioned it. He uses his sense to create just enough space inside the pocket. This is why we say you don't have to be overly mobile. You just got to sense that pressure and drift a little bit, and then the throw is great. This one actually senses it and gets out of the pocket. Now, it was a little obvious staring him in the face, but you can see what can happen when he does get on the move. He keeps his eyes downfield, and you can see the speed there. So, like I said, the pocket awareness, a major concern for me right now. I like a lot of things we've seen from him, but a lot of Kirk Cousins-esque problems here in terms of his lack of pocket presence. So for this, we're actually going to go a D for Daniel Jones. I do not like what I've seen to this point from him inside the pocket. So the last thing we really have to break down here is the processor. And like we said, it's a very wide encompassing term, but Jones has impressed me in terms of his processor. He's not like Trubisky in that he can't get through a first read. He, as you can see here, he snaps over, hits the post in the second level. That's an impressive read. And there's a lot of really impressive plays where he is really able to see defense as well, which does have me optimistic that he can continue to develop, because this is the hardest thing for quarterbacks, is to come off first reads. I mean, look here. He not only is this not his first read, but he sees the linebacker with his back turned, and he puts it on the money for a first down. That's a big throw right there. Here we see that drift again, that Phillip Rivers-esque drift. He senses or sees the wide open blitzer, but just a little step here on the double move. Reactionary route, that's really nice right there. And then another note I have on Daniel Jones is he has handled the blitz very well from the first 3 games, which is going to definitely help him out. Now, he is staring this man down, which is fine, but he knows the blitz is coming. You can stare a guy down if you know it's a one-on-one matchup pre-snap. And, the ball throws fine, whatever, but that's nice right there. That's good against the blitz right there. Again, against the blitz here, basically a 0. It is a 0 blitz. And gets rid of the ball quickly. Drifts away from the open rusher. That's nice. Again, this is a blitz. Gets rid of the ball quickly. So he's been pretty good against the blitz, which is really going to help him out. Now here he's kind of staring a little bit. Not the end of the world for a rookie, but he quickly snaps over. Hits the running back. I'm fine with that on 1st and 15. Now, rookie mistake on this one. Not a huge knock. Rookies will do this. And it's a really good play by that safety to really break on that thing. But he's just late over the middle. You can't do that. Now, there wasn't a lot of this, which is, that's good. I did not see a lot of this in his tape, which is encouraging. But obviously, you gotta weed those out as you grow, learn from your mistakes. Only time's going to tell on this processor stuff. But overall, impressed by his processor. Now, we're giving these grades not as a rookie, as an NFL quarterback. These are not prospect grades. These are as an NFL quarterback, what we're talking about. So I'm going to give him a B- on his processor, which is very good for a rookie. Don't get me wrong on that one. And it's only going to get better over time, you would think. Some quarterbacks, that processor does drop off. I think we're seeing that with Baker Mayfield early this year. But as of right now, definitely impressed. B-, a very respectable grade for a processor for a rookie quarterback. And then no more film left, but the release of his throwing motion, very solid. It's no complaints on it, B+. And then his speed is very solid, a B- on his speed ability. That's also including like his quickness and acceleration as well. So you guys, of course, waiting for me to say, where do I rank him right now? Well, right now, he's in that 22 to 30 range. He's a young player. He's still weeding out some of these mistakes. He's somewhere in the Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, maybe a little bit behind Josh Allen, comparing him to like Dalton, Kirk Cousins. He's in this range of like starting caliber quarterbacks. And when the Giants took him at 6, a lot of people, myself included, weren't sure if they even got that caliber of a player. Myself, I was thinking more of a Tannehill. He has impressed me with some of these things we've talked about in this video. Now, the pocket presence thing is going to be really hard for me to get over. And as we get towards our pro comparison right now, the Kirk Cousins is ringing very strong for me. I know he's a little bit faster, but he's got similar arm talent. Cousins is pretty much about as accurate, very similar arm, same concerns as far as the pocket awareness is concerned. The only catch is Daniel Jones does have better mobility to extend plays more so than Kirk Cousins, so that might raise that ceiling a little higher. Also reminds me a little bit more of Derek Carr, but I think Daniel Jones has already shown more propensity to throw the ball downfield. So I'm going to go that his ceiling right now for me is going to come in that Kirk Cousins top 20, kind of capped at like a top 12 to 13 quarterback. I have a very hard time picturing him becoming some top 10 elite guy. it can happen. He's only played 3 games, but this is where I'm projecting him right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Where do you see Daniel Jones 2-3 years from now? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please hit that like button, guys. So cheers as always, and we'll see you for the next one.